First of all, I'd like to acknowledge country, not welcome. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to welcome you, but I am in a position to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the original inhabitants, owners and traditional custodians of this land, and pay my respects to the elders, past, present and emerging.
Truth and peace, maybe that's all you need to know when it ultimately peeks through. You need to go it alone. Come on, it ain't that hard. Free Julian Assange, he's being held without charge. Free Julian Assange, mighty England, all on your own. There's a job to do, be true to yourself, stand up. Don't cloud perception with your rules. Come on, it ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. Free Julian Assange, he's being held without charge. It ain't that hard. Free Julian Assange. Let sunlight enter Westminster space. Reflect, reconsider Julian's case.
Hi.
You need to go it alone. He's being held without charge. It ain't that hard. Free Julian Assange. Say no to extradition. It ain't that hard. Free Julian Assange. You can consider your position. It ain't that hard. Free Julian Assange. Come on, it ain't that hard. Come on, it ain't that hard. Come on, it ain't that hard.
Thank you to the yellow ribbons for that great song.
I'd like to read out something from Emeritus Professor Stuart Rees, who is the founder of the Sydney Peace Foundation, awarded with the Australian Medal. He's an Australian academic, human rights activist and author. Professor Rees has worked in community development in India and Sri Lanka, and as an academic in the United Kingdom, Canada and the United States. He has been involved in peace negotiations in Cambodia, Israel and Palestine, and Indonesia and West Papua New Guinea. He has sent a special message to us and Julian, which I will read. Citizens around the world who value courageous journalism, freedom of the press and of speech must be eternally grateful to Julian Assange. His WikiLeaks revelations about US murder and mayhem in Iraq and Afghanistan have educated a wide public about war crimes which usually stay hidden. Recent publicity about Australian forces murdering Afghan civilians has provided one more example of states' abuses of power and their massive denials until held to account by individuals who are skillful, gutsy and committed to universal human rights. Julian Assange displays those qualities but is held in a maximum security prison for doing so. In a politics where ethics, principle and respect for international law are easily ignored, the perpetrators of violence become the prosecutors of the non-violent whistleblowers. The perpetrators of violence should be in the dock, not the significant whistleblowers: Julian Assange, David McBride, Bernard Collaery, Chelsea Manning, Edward Snowden. The action of such international citizens reminds the world of the indispensability of civility, justice, and a restoration of respect for human rights. If post-COVID societies are to insist on standards to achieve justice, freedom for Julian Assange is a long overdue step. May all Australian politicians find the courage to cease deference to the US and UK and insist on Julian's release. Solidarity and best wishes, Stuart Rees. Thank you, Stuart. James is one of our gatherers, a teacher, a musician, co-founder of the WikiLeaks party, friend of the Assange family, and a member of the Banana Republic, folks. Here he is, James McGlone.
Okay, thanks very much for everyone that's come. As all the last speakers have said, it's amazing that we've got these people around us. And remember, these people would come out of their beds to protect you too. It's not about Julian, it's about protecting each other. You know, this herd mentality that we've got here is the good side of herd mentality. It doesn't matter whose child has been tortured. People like you, the ones that are around us now, are the people who will come to save them. And it doesn't matter who they are. And I hope all the people who are passing by will appreciate that if something happens to them in the world, if something happens to them with an evil government, that there are people like these people that surround me now that will come and help you, a stranger. Because Julian is a stranger to most of us, as is David McBride, as was James Ricketson. And all those people are strangers. They've all come together, you know, through adversity, but they are all strangers and they're all helping each other, and we'll come and help you too. So be part of the family, come and join us, and it's called Humanity. And this song I'm going to do now is I actually wrote for a Chilean president, Salvador Allende, but I changed the words for Julian. That's good. Sounds great, doesn't it?
You spoke of freedom. You broke the rules. Collateral murder, hospitals and schools. You said how it was to be. You said too much for the land of the free. Jules, ooh la la, hey la la, they've taken you away. Jules, they got your body, yeah, face down in the clay. Jules, ooh la la la, la la, la la la. Though it seemed at times you were the last man on that road, now they say that road is clear. Nowhere to hide when it's Belmarsh outside. Belmarsh London, Belmarsh Sydney, Belmarsh Glasgow out there. So when the big dogs bark and you hear the soldiers march, when the blood comes flooding down your streets, there ain't no place to hide when there's Belmarsh prison outside. Belmarsh, Sydney, Belmarsh, Brisbane, Belmarsh, Melbourne, out there. You spoke of freedom, you broke the rules of collateral murder, you told them it was schools.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Okay, next we have some music from Paula Sanchez. She's a traditional folk singer and she's an ex-political prisoner from Chile.
We Latin Americans sing happy, we dance, but sometimes the lyrics are not very happy. This song is about slaves, it's about the black people that were enslaved long time ago, but it's sort of in a happy tone, if it makes sense. Una paloma cantando pasa, upa mi negro que el sol abraza. Una paloma cantando pasa, upa mi negro que el sol abraza. Ya nadie duerme ni está en su casa, ni el cocodrilo, ni la ayahuasca, ni la culebra, ni la torcaza, coco, cacao, cacho, cachaza. Upa mi negro que el sol abraza, upa mi negro que el sol abraza. Negrazo venga con su negraza, aire con aire que el sol abraza. Negrazo venga con su negraza, aire con aire que el sol abraza. Diga despierto lo que le pasa, que muere el amo, muera en la brasa. Ya nadie duerme ni está en su casa, coco, cacao, cacho, cachaza. Upa mi negro que el sol abraza, upa mi negro que el sol abraza. Negro, negrito, ciruela y pasa, aire con aire que el sol abraza. Negro, negrito, ciruela y pasa, aire con aire que el sol abraza. Mira despierto cantando pasa, gente en la calle, gente en la plaza. Ya nadie duerme ni está en su casa, coco, cacao, cacho, cachaza. Upa mi negro que el sol abraza, upa mi negro que el sol abraza. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. De pie cantar que vamos a triunfar. Avanzan ya banderas de unidad y tú vendrás marchando junto a mí y así verás tu canto y tu bandera florecer. La luz de un rojo amanecer anuncian ya la vida que vendrá. De pie marchar, que el pueblo va a triunfar. Será mejor la vida que vendrá a conquistar nuestra felicidad. Y en un clamor mil voces de combate se alzarán, dirán canción de libertad. Con decisión la patria vencerá. Y ahora el pueblo que se alza en la lucha con voz de gigante, gritando adelante. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'd like to call on Billy Field. Come on, Billy.
And here's a little tune. I'm going to improvise some words too. They can't help themselves. A bad habits. They're running wild, lost control. And it's a shame to see that a boy like me has to see their bad habits. From Afghanistan to Vietnam, here we go again. Bad habits. Well, they can't refuse, and they always lose. They can't help themselves. Bad habits. Well, it just ain't right, but it's something we gotta fight. They can't stop doing this for too long. Well, they try to be bad, better than bad, and they're making the people of this world madder than mad. They can't help themselves. Bad habits still bombs away every day. Well, it's a shame to say that you and me can't stop all these bad habits. All right. Seeing them doing it again. Just bombs, and bonds. They can't help themselves. Bad habits. Well, we have got to stop this insanity. Can't stop going out and having fun. While their bombs coming down on folks all over this beautiful world. They can't help themselves. Bad habits. From Vietnam to Afghanistan. Well, you and me and we have got to stop all these bad habits. Got to stop all these bombing bad habits. Yeah, stop those bombs coming down and their bad habits.
Okay, we've got a late arrival who'd like to have a word, and it's my honour to introduce to you Father Dave, either former or the current Anglican parish priest, also known as the Fighting Priest. He is as comfortable in the ring as he is in the pulpit, and is the only Australian in holy orders to have fought for a kickboxing title and to have boxed professionally. Father Dave holds a 2nd degree black belt in Hapkido and 6th degree black belt in pancreation. Father Dave is a human rights activist, a community worker, and father of 4 children. For his work, Father Dave has been twice named Citizen of the Year and twice nominated for Australian of the Year. Father Dave is a strong Julian Assange supporter, and tomorrow he will launch his book, Christian and Muslims Can Be Friends. Thank you, Father Dave.
Thank you, brother. So I've got to hold my poster up here. Don't crucify the messenger. That's the message. That's my message. Now, I appreciate some people see this image, which was done by my good friend Luke Cornish, better known as Elk, as being somewhat blasphemous, perhaps, because it makes Julian into a Christ figure. It misses the point. Before the cross was ever a symbol of faith. It was a symbol of imperial power. The Romans used the cross to deal with their enemies, and not just to dispose of them, but to publicly humiliate them and to let the world know that they were powerful and that we were nothing. You think of that terrible scene back in 63 BC after the revolt of Spartacus, the slave revolt that was crushed brutally by the empire and resulted in more than 6,000 slaves being crucified, lining the Via Appia for 100 kilometres, the tortured bodies of the men suffering to death on their crosses. This was not just the way in which Rome, the empire, disposed of its enemies. This was the way it said to the world, don't you even think about standing up against us. This was the way they said, we are powerful, you are nothing, we have the power of life and death, you can do nothing, you can say nothing. Empires come and empires go, but the corruption, the lust for power, and the propensity to violence to protect that power remain the same. And yet in every generation, as every empire rises and exercises violence, so God sends messengers, and so light is shone on the corruption of the empire, and so people like Julian stand up and speak the truth and show the empire for what it is. They expose the corruption and the violence upon which it is built, and still empires turn and crucify them. A small community of faithful people 2,000 years ago came to believe that ultimately the truth could not be crucified. They took that symbol of imperial power and they made it a symbol of hope, because they believed that, as Martin Luther King said, while the arc of history is long, it bends towards justice. That ultimately justice will come, that ultimately the truth will prevail, because ultimately you can't crucify the truth. Ultimately we who stand up against the machinations of empire cannot lose. They can crucify some of us, but they can't crucify all of us, and in the end they can't crucify the truth. So we appeal to those in power now, face the facts. Ultimately truth will triumph, ultimately its messengers will be vindicated, and ultimately Julian will rise. Don't crucify the messenger, have mercy on Julian now, recognise where we're heading, because ultimately truth will triumph. We just pray it will come quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Dave. Now, to wind things up, we're going to have a song. Our great friend, Dennis Aubrey, an accomplished songwriter and a highly experienced street singer. With the knack of engaging his audience, he's going to get a bit of a sing-along, I hope.
Yeah.
So, over to you.
Thank you very much.
Let's go, Dennis.
Thank you.
Woo! Reveal those dirty secrets. Dirty secrets.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy birthday, Jimi Hendrix. Your dirty little secret ain't a secret anymore. We know what you're doing in your dirty little war. It's the same thing you've been doing time and time and time before. Your dirty little secret ain't a secret anymore. Helicopter gunship crew thought they were all just actors. There's video of men and children shot for target practice. And WikiLeaks released it. It's not rumour now, it's fact, it's evidence of cowboys shooting up the town. And your dirty little secret ain't a secret anymore. We know what you're doing in your dirty little war. It's the same thing you've been doing time and time and time before.
Your dirty little secret ain't a secret anymore. It's hard to keep a secret in the age of information. You push one little button and it's on every TV station. Anyone who isn't blind now can see the situation, 'cause Julian Assange has been around. And your dirty little secret ain't a secret anymore. That's right, you know what you're doing in your dirty little war. It's the same thing you've been doing time and time and time before. Your dirty little secret ain't a secret anymore. Once upon a time, like back when I was in my youth, the US Army war machine would cover up the truth. But they can't do that anymore, 'cause now we got the proof of the way they like to throw their weight around. And your dirty little secret ain't a secret anymore. We know what you're doing in your dirty little war. It's the same thing you've been doing time and time and time before. Your dirty little secret ain't a secret anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, I came here today. I realise I've only got 5 strings on my guitar, but it doesn't matter because it's all happening. Remember that old saying, don't shoot the messenger. Well, Julian Assange is a messenger, he's not a traitor. He held up a mirror to the people of the USA to show them what is really going down. And your dirty little secret ain't a secret anymore. We know what you're doing in your dirty little war. It's the same thing you've been doing time and time and time before. Your dirty little secret ain't a secret. One more time. Your dirty little secret ain't a secret anymore. We know what you're doing in your dirty little war. It's the same thing you've been doing time and time and time before. Your dirty little secret ain't a secret. Your dirty little secret ain't a secret. Your dirty little secret ain't a secret anymore. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. See you later.